champions, and welcome to day 16 of the From May to I Will Challenge. I'm excited that you're here today, and today I want to give you a real key to creating the life you want to live. And I know I say that every day, but I think they're all real significant. Today, I want you to purposefully, consciously, and willingly turn your communications from something that you do reactively to something that you do preactively. So let me explain. In week one of the things that we really talked about was that you have these communications that happen after a result. And that before you were aware of it, you really reactively communicated. In other words, something happened and you naturally asked yourself some questions, you naturally communicated about it a certain way, and as a result, you had this circle of life that just kept going without your really knowing about it. And then, what we tried to do in week one was really get you to respond proactively. Instead of just letting this script run in the back of your mind, I wanted you to change the questions you asked from, why does this happen to me, to what can I do to do better next time? And that's going from reactively, why does this happen to me, to proactively, which is, okay, this happened, now what can I do so this never happens again? That's proactive communications. Everyone has a tendency to reactively communicate to what happens. So in week one, we really focused on shifting from reactive to proactive. Now, I want you to shift again. Now, I still want you to proactively react after you get the result. But today, I want to teach you to preactively communicate. Preactive communication. Yes, it's a new word. I made it up, but it's what I want you to do from this point forward. Now, if you remember yesterday, I talked to you about how your thinking, which was your communicating with yourself, led to your decisions. And preactive communication is purposefully thinking about the life you want to create. It is doing what you need to do in terms of your communications before you take action, which means before you get the results. And that's what preactive communication is all about. And so, throughout your life, you've heard that people who set goals do better than people who don't set goals. Well, setting a goal is a preactive communication, right? Because before you take action, you're deciding what you want your outcome to be, and you're simply stating it in writing, in your mind, out loud to others, or just to yourself. But that's a form of preactive communications, and that's why goal setting is so significant. The thing is, do you think about the goal after you set it? And I once had a friend of mine who used to say that a committed decision is a decision you stick to long after the mood when you made the decision is gone. And that's what happens to people who are successful. They set a goal and they stick to it long after that mood that they were in is gone. While the rest of us, we get excited, we say, I'm going to do this. And then when that excitement is gone, we don't do it. We change our mind. So, one form of preactive communication is goal setting. I want you to think about what you want to accomplish with your life. Another form of preactive communication, which I'm sure you've heard of before, is affirmation. So you set the goal, and now you state the goal as if it's already done and you're living that life. So a goal would be, I will do that thing that you want to do, for example. An affirmation would be, I have done that thing and I love the results. I have gotten up, I got out of my comfort zone, I did it, and here are the benefits. That's an affirmation. And affirmations are a form of preactive communication. The third thing is visualizations, which is actually seeing yourself, imagining yourself doing that thing that you've been putting off all this time. And of course, you just don't want to see it. You want to see it going well. You want to see yourself doing it with power and with commitment and with success. But an affirmation is a form of pre-active communications, and it's something you got to do. Another thing that you can do is practice in your mind. It's a form of visualization, but long before I sit before this camera, in my mind, I'm sitting at dinner, driving, and I'm just rehearsing this script in my mind. This is what I'm going to say. This is what this topic is going to be about. This is how it's going to look, and all that stuff is going on in my mind. So when I sit here, it's like I've done it 100 times. Another form of pre-active communications is, do you remember I talked to you about questions and how every time you get a result, you ask questions? Well, you don't have to wait for the result to ask questions. Remember, your brain will answer any question you ask it. So you can ask at any time, at any day, in any way, hey, how can I do this? How can I be successful at this? How can I solve this problem? How can I deal with this situation? You can ask that at any time you feel like it. You got that power. You can do that. But you know what? There's something else you can do. You and I have a life. And I don't care how bad your life is, there's something good about your life, or else you wouldn't be watching me right now. And the opposite is true. I don't care how great things are, there's some bad things going on in your life. There's some things that you're worried about, that you're concerned about. We all have those things. But your life and how you feel at any given moment is not made up of the sum total. It's made up of what you focus on. And I know for a fact that you and I can have the greatest spouse, the greatest children, the greatest finances, the greatest job, but we can focus on the worst parts of those things. And when we focus on those things, we see it differently, don't we? So one form of pre-active communication is to make sure we're focused on the good things in our lives. And I would suggest that if you woke up every morning and you pre-actively asked yourself questions, and this is something I learned from Anthony Robbins way back in the early 1990s. And he taught me to ask myself positive questions about the things in my life. So, who loves me? Well, my wife and my mother, they love me. So I can never feel like I'm not loved. And before I had a wife who loved me, I always had a mother who loved me. So I could always focus on that. What's good going on in my life right now? You know what? There's always something good. If you have your health, you got something good going on in your life. If you have healthy children, you've got something good. If you've got a job, but how you feel about it is based on whether or not you focus on it or not. So, who loves me is a great pre-active question. What am I excited about is a great pre-active question. What am I looking forward to? Because everybody's looking forward to something. And by asking the question, you force your brain to give you an answer. And that answer has to be something good about your life, right? Because that's what the question is leading you to. So pre-actively asking questions about the good things in your life is a great thing to do whenever you feel sad, depressed, down, whenever you doubt. It's something you can do at any time. You don't need alcohol or drugs or, someone else to make you feel good. You can do it by asking great pre-active questions. So that's the lesson for today. Goal setting, affirmations, visualizations, rehearsing it in your mind, and great pre-active questions. If you do those things, you're going to always feel better. You're going to look forward to those challenges. You're going to be more the person who can make powerful decisions, act in a quality way, and act in a quality way at a high level of quantity. And that's what you want. That will get you the results you want out of life.